Are you interested in understanding more about the traditional spiritual systems of the Congo? Do you feel like you resonate with the culture? Let's embark upon a journey to explore two deeply rooted spiritual traditions, Bukongo and Palo Mayombe. These sacred systems, both connected to the spirit of Congo, offer us profound wisdom and tools for spiritual growth. In this video, we'll uncover the similarities and differences between them while honoring their significance. These are the basics that I've discovered from my training, practices, and travel related to both. Let me be clear, and as a disclaimer, this is a space of respect and reverence. Palo Mayombe, in particular, is a tradition cloaked with mystery and secrecy. It is not deemed respectful to disclose sacred knowledge to non initiates. Therefore, as an initiate and devotee of both systems, I will never reveal sacred secrets on a public platform or violate the privacy of any tradition. This video is solely for awareness, accurate depiction, and appreciation. Let's begin. Greetings, I am Janiqua Nganga, also known as Iya J, and head of Isis Moon. I am a high priestess and a holistic wellness coach, specializing in the divine feminine energy, manifestation, and spirituality. Welcome to my channel. Spiritual traditions are like ancient rivers. They flow through time, carrying the stories and wisdom of our ancestors. These traditions shape who we are. They connect us to something bigger than ourselves. For people of African descent, these rivers often trace back to the continent itself. They remind us of a shared history, a deep well of resilience. Bukongo spirituality and Palo Mayombe are two such traditions. They offer glimpses into the spiritual world, a world unseen but deeply felt. These traditions, though distinct, share a common thread. They lead us back to the heart of Africa, to the Kingdom of Congo and its enduring legacy. Born on the fertile lands of Central Africa, BuKongo is the traditional spiritual system of the Congo people. BaKongo refers to the people of the Congo ethnic group. BuKongo is a way of life, woven into the people like a fabric. It teaches respect for ancestors, for they are the bridge between the living and the divine. Through rituals and offerings, the Bakongo seek guidance and protection from these guiding spirits. Central to Bukongo is the concept of Kalunga. It represents the boundary between the physical and spiritual realms. Life and death are not seen as opposites, but as parts of a continuous cycle. This understanding gives the Congo people a unique perspective on life, death, and the interconnectedness of all things. The spiritual leader of Bukongo serves as a vital figure within the community, who's known as an Nganga, which translates to magician, healer, spiritual doctor, whereas Nganga Zambi means man of God. The term Nganga also refers to the sacred vessel used to connect to the spiritual realm and communicate with the ancestors. Across the Atlantic, another tradition took root. Palo Mayombe, born from the forced migration of enslaved Africans, carries the echoes of the Congo. It developed in the Americas, blending indigenous beliefs with the harsh realities of slavery. Central to Palo is also the Nganga, a powerful spiritual vessel inhabited by spirits. Through the Nganga, practitioners seek healing, protection, and connection to the ancestral realm. Palo, like Bukongo, emphasizes the importance of ancestors, But in Palo, these ancestors are not just blood relatives. They are often various types of spirits, connected for specific purposes with strength to support resilience, protection, and manifestation. Now let's get into some basic similarities and basic differences. I'm going to give you five for each. For similarities, number one, shared names for some of the spirits. In both Bukongo and Palo Mayombe, we find the name for Almighty God to be Zambi or Zambi and Pungu. There happens to be a country in Africa as well called Zambia or Zambia. I've heard people pronounce it both. I pronounce it Zambia. Then we have Insazi. Insazi is the spirit of lightning and fire, and you can find that name for an Impungu in both traditions. Next is Ndoki and Sintea Ndoki, which connect to the concept of female witches or women of supernatural power or mystical energy. This term can be found in both traditions. Number two, the role of the Nganga. The term Nganga, as I said before, holds dual significance. It refers to both the spiritual leader and the sacred vessel used to connect with the spiritual realm in both systems. You will also hear terms such as Tata and Yaya, which refers to mother and father in these traditions. You can find it in both traditions. Number three, Catholic syncretism. During colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade, both traditions adopted Catholic elements to preserve their practices. In some Palo houses, you'll see saints associated with spirits, creating a bridge between African spirituality and the imposed religion in Cuba. In Bukongo, you won't see much Catholic saints. I haven't seen one actually in the temples that I've visited. But the dress style of the priests, some of the temples and some ceremonies definitely are influenced by Catholicism. Number four, reputation and misunderstanding. Sadly, both traditions have faced stigma and misrepresentation over the years, often being misunderstood, getting a bad reputation for being dark, or feared due to their mystery and secrecy. It really all depends on the energy of the person practicing these traditions. In my Palo Mayombe house, I felt like we were very balanced. The people were very balanced who led that temple. In Palo and Bukongo, they do have some heavy backgrounds, I will admit that, but many African traditions do, and many indigenous systems do. And to be quite honest, there are dark and negative people that practice all religions and traditions. You can find negative things and negative stories from about priests and leaders in all the traditions and religions that I know of. Number five, symbols. The Congo Cosmogram. This is one symbol that I've seen in both Bukongo and Palo Mayombe. The Congo Cosmogram is a cross within a circle, and it is a symbol shared by both spiritual systems. It represents the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, as well as the connection between the physical and spiritual realms. Now that we've explored the similarities, let's dive into what makes each tradition unique. This type of diversity is what makes African spiritual systems overall so rich and beautiful. Number one, origin. Palo Mayombe was birthed in Cuba, and it can be directly linked back to the areas of the Kingdom of Congo. However, Bukongo traces its origins even further back to ancient Kemet, with Kemetic elements still present in modern practices. Number 2, culture. The food, music, and cultural expression of Bukongo are distinctly African, staying true to its roots. Palo Mayombe, influenced by Cuban culture, incorporates a fusion of African and Cuban traditions. Number 3, language. Bukongo's language is still heavily Kikongo based, even though they have a variety of different ethnic dialects and languages that they speak in the Congo areas. But it depends on the region. However, it's still Kikongo based. Palo Mayombe's language has evolved into a creolized Kikongo, which is mixed with Spanish, reflecting its journey through the diaspora. Number 4, spirit names. While some spirit names and some spirits did travel over, others are unique to each system. For instance, Lucero and Zarabanda are key Impungu spirits in Palo Mayombe, but are not found in Bukongo. In my travels, I've asked several priests, several Ngangas, several people of the temples of traditional Congo spirituality, and they do not recognize the name Zarabanda. And Lucero, of course, is Spanish based, so it was not expected. But I was surprised to find that I couldn't find anyone who recognized the name Zarabanda. So that's still up for debate. Conversely, Kimpa Vita is a revered ancestral and community spirit guide that is very common in Bukongo temples. And I have not found it to be present, or that name of that spirit to be present in Palo Mayombe. And Kimpa Vita is a very significant ancestral figure. So I'll cover her in another video. Number 5, symbols. While both traditions use symbols for spiritual connection, the types of symbols and their applications can differ. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the spirit of Congo. The Congo is very dear to my heart, so it's a pleasure for me to share what I can. Remember, these traditions are sacred, private, and deeply personal. So, if you'd like to learn more or deepen your spiritual path, I may be offering something soon for people who are initiates that I am guided to be able to provide more to on a personal or one on one level, or maybe a small group. As my journey evolves with this, I will see how I'm guided to share with others, or what I am guided to do when it comes to this. So for now, you can click my website link in the description below to subscribe to the email list. That way, you will be notified whenever I do offer anything else on traditional Congo spirituality. And until next time, may the ancestors guide and protect you. Stay blessed. If you're ready to transform your life, click the links below to explore my manifestation coaching programs and a range of powerful spiritual tools designed for your journey. From self-care products to one-of-a-kind jewelry, you'll find what you need to thrive. Also, don't forget about our annual Isis Moon Cultural Festival held every year here in Savannah, Georgia in April.